Madden 23 has been out for 3 months. Here we are in December, and some people are saying classic passing is better, while the vast majority of people are saying that freeform passing is better. Well, in this video, we're going to break it down, strip it down to its bare bones, and show you why you could be losing games and not making all the passes you're capable of because you're not using freeform. You don't want to miss this video. It's going to be the ultimate breakdown that no one has ever given you. And we're going to show you the difference in the use of classic and in passing in a real situation. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dad Son Gaming. This is your boy, AKA Madden Thanos, AKA Dad Gamer. And if you are playing Madden and you want to improve, or you want tips and tricks, or you even want to see me play some live games, like the live games that I've been playing in this tournament, then make sure you subscribe to this channel so you never miss a notification or any videos that I drop. Also, we will be playing other games on this channel too. Right now it's football season, so we're just sticking with Madden. And make sure if you want to follow me and have a chance to participate in my giveaway, where I'm going to be giving away prizes, make sure you click the link below, follow me on all the social medias, and you can either purchase merch or you can donate, and just a donation of $1 will qualify you to be in the running to receive a $100 gift card or an entire console that I'll be doing a giveaway from. So make sure you don't miss that and click the link below. Now, let's talk about the subject here of passing. Now, I don't know how I got confused, but some people are saying classic is the way to go, but I can tell you right now that there are advantages and disadvantages of going classic, as well as there are advantages and disadvantages of going freeform passing. So let's break this down first, and then we're going to dive into the reason why you should be mastering the art of freeform passing if you want to become a better passer in Madden 23. So classic passing, basically the advantages are, number one, you won't overthrow or underthrow your receiver. Two, you can still use the same buttons to high ball and low ball. You can press RB or LB for high ball on Xbox, or RT on Xbox for a low ball. So you can throw the low balls and high balls still, but also you have an area, if it's wide, you can actually complete the passes you want on the area and it will go to the receiver. The disadvantages is that you're limited to the type of passes you can do. You can't place the ball in a specific spot. You can't put it exactly where you want it. It is almost predetermined where it's going to go with almost just a slight change in your directional stick. It will give you a teeny bit of leeway, but you can't place that ball where you want to. And oftentimes that will lead into you throwing interceptions on corner routes, or it will lead you underthrowing a deep ball because you can't make those passes. Now let's talk about freeform passing. The advantages of freeform is that you have complete freedom of where you can place the ball. And also you will be able to throw those routes open. You can actually throw a receiver open on freeform. You can't do that on classic. The disadvantages is the learning curve. While you're learning freeform passing, you will throw a crap ton of interceptions because you're trying to master it. But once you get through that period, if you go through practice mode and you just kind of get yourself used to it, then you'll master it. If you just try to go and learn it in the game, that's the worst thing to do, because I think that's why people are having bad experiences, because they're turning on freeform and they're not going into practice mode, getting themselves accustomed to it. And they're getting into these games and they're just throwing the ball all over the place, and they're not being accurate because they have not gotten themselves used to throwing with touch. And when you use freeform, you must learn how to throw with touch. And I know that's a lot because, you're in a game, someone's blitzing your brains out, and the last thing you're thinking about is putting the right touch on the ball. But that could make the difference between your receiver getting a completion or your receiver getting a completion for a touchdown. And so my experience from using this is coming in the form of me using freeform in a $260,000 Madden Classic tournament And I have been able to get game-winning completions because I've been using freeform. Now, if I had switched to classic, a lot of my completions that I've been getting, they would not have been completions. As a matter of fact, they would have probably been interceptions, or they probably would have been batted down balls. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I use, and then I'm going to show you a situation to when to use freeform. Some people just freeform everything. Here's a big secret. You don't have to freeform every pass just because you got freeform on. There are some passes that you freeform. There's some passes that you don't. Some of you guys get in this game and you're like, I'm just going to freeform everything. I'm going to freeform my streak. I'm going to freeform my crossing route. And a lot of times, if you're freeforming everything, that's why you're throwing interceptions. There are certain things that do not require you to freeform. There's certain things where a freeform is going to give you an advantage of something that classic can't give you. All right, everyone, we're in practice mode. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you a situation to where classic passing may not be ideal. In this play, we're going to run a wheel route, and we need to be able to touch pass it over a cover 4 zone, which is designed to kind of take away a lot of those wheel routes. But again, if you stretch this wheel route out, then there's a hole in the cover 4 zone that you can place it. Now, let me show you that I am on the classic settings. And so if we go to settings and you go to game options, you'll see that I have it on classic. So because it's on classic, that means that it disables all the skill-based passing, and I will only be able to use this during the passing classic style of Madden. So this is going to be the old classic Madden passing. And let me show you what results we get if we're going to try to make this tight end throw over the zone. So what we're going to do is going to 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, and we're going to throw it here, and the defender gets to it. So pretty much that was a touch pass. Let me see if I can lob it a little bit more and try to touch it a little bit more. So this defender's coming out. So I'm going to try to lob it, and he still gets to it. So let me see if I can try to sideline it better in classic. So now I'm going to try to sideline it better, and no, and it gets picked. So I really can't. Well, I'm gonna try to bullet it. So let me try to bullet this thing and see if I can get it here. And no, I can't bullet it. So if I had this classic setting turned on in my Madden tournament, because this is one of the defenses that my opponent put up against me in the final 2 minutes, I would not have been able to complete that pass. So here's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna now change it from classic to freeform. I'm gonna talk about the freeform settings. So let me go back here to options, settings, game options, and I'm gonna flip this from classic to placement. Now, this is not the setting that I use, because placement actually allows you to determine where to put the ball. So you can place that reticle anywhere you want to place it, whether it be, up, ahead, or above. So placement has to do with where you place the ball. Placement and accuracy will actually deal with the overall pass itself. It means you control everything. So with placement and accuracy, not only do you control where you place the ball, accuracy will determine the touch of the pass or the sensitivity of the pass. With accuracy turned on, you can throw a bullet, you can throw a high bullet, you can throw a medium touch pass, you can throw a drop lob pass, you can throw a kind of a side pass that kind of floats off towards the side. So you can control the velocity, the touch of this. It's almost like in Call of Duty where you can control the aiming reticle. So this gives you complete control over everything. This is the way I do it because I want to control everything. And so literally when you do this, most people are not starting off on this. I literally had to get good at this, and I've mastered the art of freeform passing. So that's why I have mine on far. If you're doing this for the first time, you don't want to put it on far. This is the settings that most people use for the first time. I'm just going to give them to you. They go near, and they go about 7 out of 20. Now, what that's going to do is, number one, if you choose near, it will allow you to put your pass within 1 to 2 yards of the receiver. So you can lead that receiver 1 to 2 yards when passing. And again, that reticle speed is not too fast, so you have a little time to move it in between passing. Now, how you move the reticle is when you freeform pass, you're gonna hold RT, and when you pass, you're gonna hold it while the ball's in the area, and you're gonna move it even kind of as you pass it until your receiver catches it. So it's all one motion. So it's all RT. You would pass holding RT, and you would still move the reticle while it's in the air, and you can still kind of have a little bit of last minute determination of where it's gonna go. And then with the button press, the accuracy, you'll see me press the button where it'll go good accuracy, perfect accuracy. It'll just really depend on the type of pass I'm making. So most people will go near, and this is where I suggest starting off. Now, once you master this and you make a lot of completions this way, and again, you're gonna throw a few interceptions, just kind of learning it. Once you make a lot of completions this way, it's a little bit more forgiving, right? So you're only gonna throw a certain amount of interceptions. If you go far, you're gonna be throwing picks like it's pick city, because far literally puts the ball 5 to 10 yards ahead of the receiver. So if you're not careful what you're doing, you can be throwing a major pick. So because I've mastered it, I place mine on far, and I go 20 out of 20 because I like the reticle speed to move faster. So these are my settings. Now we're gonna go back to practice mode, and the pass that we couldn't complete in classic, I'm gonna show you the result in freeform. I'm gonna back up here. And as you see, I'm gonna replay that. I was able to put that ball perfectly exactly where I wanted it. So let's go replay. And we're gonna see where this ball comes out. Over cover 4, and you have to put this ball in this area right here. That is the area where only your receiver can catch the ball, no one else. So because I have it on far, I'm able to throw this in that area, and I'm able to go over back. I'm actually able to go over the left shoulder. Now I'm going to tell you how real accurate we can get. We can actually throw this over the right shoulder, so where he catches over right shoulder. So this is a catch over the left shoulder. We can actually put it out here to where he catches over his right shoulder. So we're going to call that same play again. I'm going to call this play, and I'm going to call that cover 4 zone, which you only have but so many places you can drop it. I'm going to try to drop this over the right shoulder. And I did it. As you see, this is why I like the complete freeform passing. Watch this. I put this completely over the right shoulder. And the reason why you want to do this, and I did this in a game that counted, is I don't want to take that hit from that safety, right? The safety is turning around and this ball is coming out, and watch how it goes over the right. Look, he has to turn to the right. You see how it goes to the right shoulder? So rather than leading him up into a safety, because if that safety right there is Cam Chancellor, if it's a Troy Polamato, if it's an Adrian Wilson, if it's someone, Steve Atwater or whoever, if it's someone that can lay the wood, you do not want to lead your receiver into that. So what I did was I placed it over his right shoulder, right, as you see, to allow him to run out of bounds. And if you look at this, this is literally an amazing touch pass here, because only he can get it. He can't get it. He can't get it. And I got a small window right here to place this. So as we run this play, I'm going to go before I pass it. So before I'm passing it, I want this area right here, right? I want this area right here. So when I pass it, we're going to pass it. I want this area near the red line, and look where I get it. Right outside that red line, right? And that is only a place where he can get it. It's a safe pass. I don't have to worry about him getting hit stick to death or fumbling. And again, if you see this pass is coming from this angle, it is over his right shoulder. So this is how you can get surgical with these passing placements. And I've gotten to the point to where I've mastered this. So I'm really surgical with this, especially if I recognize this route. And I'm going to show you other routes as well. So I'm going to do this again, and I'm going to try to get even a little bit more surgical with it. I'm going to kind of lead him a little farther out to the sideline like that. So as you see, if I don't want him to take a hit, I'll show you this replay. If I don't want him to take a hit and I want to leave him further up the sideline, in this case, I let him further up into the out. So this is a wheel route. I let him further up, almost at an angle. And as you see, he's reaching out here because I'm almost at the end of his reticle, and he's able to get out of bounds and not take that hit, right? So again, I threw it further than I did last time. Last time I threw it out here. This time I wanted to go at least 5 to 10 yards ahead of him. And that's what this does, 5 to 10 yards ahead of him. So if you look, this ball, this is where he's running. This ball is thrown 5 to 10 yards ahead outside. Its catch radius, it's barely in this catch radius, but you see where it's thrown, right there, boom, right? So I can get out of bounds. So now you saw that versus a zone. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take a play that would normally not be a touchdown, and we're gonna show you how freeform can make this a touchdown. So again, this is throwing people open when it's man-to-man. I'm gonna choose a new play, and I'm gonna choose a play that, you know, sometimes I'll squeeze in maybe 1 or 2 calls a game just to, you know, drop something over man-to-man. So a lot of times people will come down and they'll try to play me cover 1, and cover 1 robber is where that safety drops down to take away. So you see the nickel cover 1 robber, they'll play that if they know I'm in this, thinking that this safety up here can actually come down and take away a route. But let me show you how freeform literally will get it over that safety's head when he's coming down in the spot to where classic passing would actually be at his limitations, but where freeform can take it. So I'm going to look for Thielen here, and we're going to freeform this to a high, almost lob, a drop pass. And this is going to be an exotic pass, but again, not many people can make this pass, but when you master it, you will. So we're going to drop back. We're looking for Adam Thielen. And as you see, look at that. That was at least probably 15 yards past his window. But because he has the speed, he can catch it now. Again, that would look like an overthrow to my opponent. And so my opponent just kind of like, oh, he's overthrown it. And when I'm playing, I'm like, oh my God, he freaking caught that? Like they're sitting here in belief, like, dude, that's BS, that's whatever. No, that is a person that has mastered freeform passing. So what looks like it would be an let me get this thing here, show you the replay. What looks like would be an overthrow is actually a completion. I know it's a completion. So my opponent is if he's trailing, again, throwing it sharp, I might get caught. You see how he's gaining ground on Adam Thielen? Throwing it sharp, I might get caught right here. So generally, let me see when I release this ball. I'm releasing this ball, watch this. Let me see when I release it. I'm releasing this ball right here. So we're pressing my face right here. And classic would probably put it, classic would really put it on him. Near would put it like right here. That's where near would put it. Near would put it like right here. Far is gonna put this damn thing all the way over here. So as you see, I got all this with far, and that's what happens when you master it as he's running. Look at this. The ball now, is the ball in the air? We want to see when the ball goes in the air. Ball is in the air. Now I am directing this thing all the way to damn near the sideline, where I know he is the only person that can catch it. So as he's running towards it, he's using his natural speed. Look at where this ball ends up landing at. Look, I'm throwing it right at the hash because I know that no one can reach this but Adam Thielen. So again, when you master the placement, you get throws like this, where he's almost a touchdown, right? Almost just a touchdown, just in the corner. Now, that is really getting surgical with this. I'm gonna do it again. You can't do that with classic. You can't do that at all with classic. And again, I'm gonna go here and do the cover 1 robber. I'm gonna try to throw him in the end zone. I'm gonna try to angle it up here. There we go. That's the touchdown pass. There we go. So again, it took me a few tries. I got it right. So now instead of going to the sideline, I was able to control the touch. Now this a little tougher because it takes, I've done this in game before, but it takes, number one, placement and accuracy. So I had to, number one, get the accuracy correct and take this pass and turn it into like a drop. It can't be quite a lob because if I lob it too high, they'll catch up, but it has to be like a drop lob where it has to be front shoulder to where he catches this and goes forward in the end zone. Like, yeah, it has to kind of be a front right shoulder to where he's in the end zone. I was kind of leading him like right here, and I was trying to get my placement right. So I was getting him right here and right here, but I wanted to get him exactly right here, and that's what I was able to do. And again, once you master, I can do this again. So I want to drop back. Same thing. Well, not the same thing. I kind of laid it out a little bit, but I'm going to try to go up and out like this. Oh, that is, now that is a spectacular throw out of that route. So we're going to replay that. That is a spectacular throw out of that route. And that's crazy. Cause I thought I had overled him myself, because this was kind of like up and out. That route is designed to go to the corner, but because I throw him way up the field, like it's a bomb, I'm able to turn him up. And again, these two right here have no chance in hell at it. Cause I got this damn thing put like right out here. They have no chance in hell. And this is what I like about this. And as you see, this is a drop throw. It's a drop throw where he almost has to extend, and we got it in there. So this is almost like back of the end zone type stuff. In a game, if I get protection, I'm looking to make throws like this where he catches, right? So again, I can make those like, it's gonna look like, what's so crazy, it's gonna look to my opponent as if I can't complete the pass, and they're not gonna even click on, right? They're not gonna even click on, they're gonna be like, oh, he overthrew it. And I get a lot of my opponents off guard with this, and you would too. So they're gonna be like, oh, this thing is way overthrown. It's no way he's gonna get to that. There's no way, and it just drops right in there. So again, if you're wondering what the difference is between freeform and classic, I just showed you things that you can never do in classic, only on freeform. And again, as you develop your freeform, again, I would suggest, let me go back to it. I want to give you my recommendation for those of you who are trying to master the art of freeform passing. I would suggest you go into practice mode and you find your routes, and again, you don't want freeform on every pass. It's just certain ones, and you'll know when they are. Anything that requires drop or touch, those are your free forms. If you're trying to get it over a zone in a little area, you're trying to lead it inside a little bit, those are free forms. So I would suggest your settings starting off would be near, and I would suggest you go all the way down to 7 out of 20. And then as you start mastering it, go to 10 out of 20, go to, get to where you can almost get to 20 out of 20 in near. So again, start off with here, work your way up to 20 out of 20 in near. And when you have mastered this, go far, and you're gonna be throwing stuff that people ain't never seen. They're gonna be like, Lord, it looks like incompletion, but because you've practiced it, that it is a completion. So folks, that is kind of a breakdown of the passing. And again, if you are in near, and as a matter of fact, if you're watching this video, comment, what are your pass settings in freeform? Are you using far? Are you using no max distance? Now that's something that I'm not gonna get to. No max distance is crazy. That takes oh my God, it just takes almost godly skill to master. Now some people have mastered it, but I'm actually gonna give it a try in this video. I was gonna end this video, but let me give it a try. So if I go no max skill, that means far is stretching the distance. No max distance means that, you can put this thing out of bounds, but it requires too much control. But if you can get it, you can get it. You're better than me if you can get this one. So this is no max distance. I got hit that time. Let me not get hit first. Stop hitting me. Yeah, you see how no max distance is? That thing is going out of bounds. So if you're gonna do no max, I mean, you really gotta have like some touch if you're doing no max distance. See, yeah, no max is like, oh my gosh, yeah, that's why I keep it I will never go no max. I'll say that. I'm not gonna be that mastered in this because that is too sensitive. So work your way up to far. I think if you're at far, you've mastered this completely. I mean, you've completely mastered the art of freeform passing if you're consistently on far, and you can literally make throws that will leave your opponent scratching their head. They're like, how in the world did he make that? So this is all for this video, folks. If you found value in it, make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.